Hello, welcome back to Our Vision Farm. It is about 3:30 p.m. I have not been outside once today. It feels good to come out here in the sun. Yesterday it was raining a lot, so I know for sure that we have some vegetables to harvest in here. I imagine there should be a lot of cucumbers because it seems like after a good heavy rain we have a lot of cucumbers to pick. So garden is doing wonderful. We have lots of new things growing. I even ordered some new seeds, some kind of cold hardy things and things that you can plant here in the fall in Maine. So once I get those in, I will share what I ordered with you. Just to fill in gaps. Again, we still have some gaps that we can fill in, but let's do a little garden tour and pick some things. I brought just a container. I don't know if this will be enough, but I'm going to see what's ready to pick and do a little harvesting video slash vegetable garden tour. We mulched our watermelon plants here, so you'll see some hay around the plants. The plants are getting huge. They are growing and growing, and we have some nice looking watermelons on them and all different varieties all the way down there. And then I ordered some more of this mulch hay to go ahead and do the other side because we didn't have enough. I have been picking onions. It looks like we might have some ready to pick right now. Actually, these onions, we have red onions and yellow onions, and the ones that flop over like this, they are ready to pick. So if they are still firm and there's no wiggle room there, it doesn't just bend by itself, they're not ready. But when they are floppy like that, they are ready to be dried and cured, or you can even use them fresh if you want to. So we have been picking a lot of onions. We have them drying in the garage, and I'm just picking them as they do that, as they flop over. So they're all in different stages apparently. So here's another one that fell over, so I'll go ahead and pick that. We grew these from bulbs this year, and this is definitely how we're going to grow them from now on because they have grown so quickly. It definitely skips the step of starting them from seed. So I don't see any more of those ready. We got a couple. Look at these sunflowers. It's just crazy how many sunflowers we have. I didn't realize how many sunflowers I actually planted this year. It's insane. That is all I'm really picking for flowers is sunflowers because we have them in both gardens. So all of these are blooming and they're huge. This one's towering up there. Let's see over here what we might have. I started picking some yellow squash the other day. I don't know if there's going to be any ready today, but our yellow squash is producing. I'm going to let these get a little bit bigger, but it does have some. I do see some ready to pick right here. This one's a little bigger, so what I'm going to do is pick these and store them in the fridge, and then when we're ready to open our farm stand on Wednesday, I will just gather everything I've picked. But the little ones I'm going to let grow a little bit bigger. Look at that sunflower. So pretty. It has like that reddish burgundy color. The bees are enjoying the pollen. Yellow squash all the way down here. I don't see any more ready to pick. So over here, apparently we had little baby white pumpkins, which I was excited to see the other day. I didn't realize that that's what these were. I thought it was some type of zucchini or more of the yellow squash, but they're little baby white pumpkins for decoration in the fall time. We grew all sorts of pumpkins. This row of green beans here is just now starting to produce, so those aren't ready to pick yet. Let me get down this aisle. You see in the background there, we do have campers staying at our property for 3 nights. So that is exciting. We haven't had too many campers stay this summer, but it looks like we're getting a lot of bookings for fall time. So now that it cools down, people want to visit Maine a little this is a row of cucumbers. They're not producing yet. They are starting to flower, so that'll be soon. Radishes, we tried again. We have not gotten to the point of harvesting any radishes yet. They just haven't been doing good for us this year. Next to radishes is more green beans that are flowering now, so those aren't ready to pick. We have corn here, and then our cucumbers. This whole row is cucumbers, so we'll see if we have any ready. They are very sneaky. They are hard to find sometimes, and I miss them. I often miss cucumbers that are ready to pick, but let me just shuffle through the plants and see if I see any ready to pick. These are the pickling cucumbers. Surprisingly, not too many. These plants might be at the ends of their rope, but we planted a whole lot more of cucumbers, so when these are done, I do see a lot of flowers and little baby ones, but when these are done, we have some more plants that are going to be starting up. I will walk around the other side too, just to make sure. They're just so hard to miss. They camouflage into all these weeds that we have. But after these cucumber plants are done, I'm just going to till this whole row. So I'm not going to even bother picking weeds at this point around these plants that have already been producing tons of cucumbers. We're having some beautiful weather today. We have like that little coolness in the air after so much heat, and we had rain yesterday, so it's feeling like a crisp fall morning today. That one's not ready yet. Alright, that looks to be it for cucumbers. Not bad. I was expecting more, but the plants are still loaded with flowers and little baby cucumbers, so we'll get plenty more. I have a whole bowl of cucumbers filled in the fridge that I have to make pickles out of. Zucchini plants finally caught up to the yellow squash, and we have little baby zucchinis on there, but none are ready to pick. We have, let me make sure actually, but these are all zucchini plants. Nope, nothing ready to pick on those. Then peppers. The peppers are still slacking. They have started flowering. The little tiny Thai chilies have peppers on them. So I don't know if you can see those itty bitty little peppers, and they are loaded with them. I think these turn different colors when they're ripe, like red and orange, yellow. I think this is what I remember, but these are spicy. And then our bell peppers, they're just, I don't know, like they started flowering, very slow to flower. If you have any recommendations on how to get these peppers going before, the plants are beautiful, they're nice and stocky, they're nice and strong, and they have started flowering, but they're just really slow. I'm afraid that we're not going to get peppers before the cold comes. So you can see they're flowering, but I don't know what's going on with those or what we can do for them to just hurry up and start producing before winter comes our way. There's little ones in there, but last year we had our first frost towards, I think, the end of October, so hopefully we get some bell peppers, some of the bigger peppers. So I know we have no peppers ready to pick. We have some jalapenos too. These are jalapenos, which technically I could pick these now, but I only have 2 jalapenos on that plant. Green beans. This was the original row of green beans that started growing and we've been picking from, so I don't know if it has any more ready. Just pick whatever I see ready because, oops, if you don't pick these, they will turn very tough. I ripped out this whole section. There's a little bit of green beans. So I'm going to go down this whole row and see what I could find. See, once they get to this size, their skin turns pretty tough. So those are waited too long on picking, but the more often you pick, the better. So they don't get tough, and plus it tells the plant to grow some more instead of just dying off. But I really don't see a lot on these plants at all. It's probably almost time for them to die off. And then maybe this is a row we can plant something else in, because bean plants add lots of nitrogen to the soil. So this might be a very good row to till and then plant something new, since it did so well with the green beans. Alright, we got a handful of green beans, not a whole lot, but we have carrots next to the green beans. I don't think these are ready yet. They're not super big yet, at least the tops aren't. Next to this little bunch of carrots, we have some more cucumber plants that are just little babies. Then we have tomatoes. We've been picking lots of tomatoes as they ripen. So I'm going to go ahead and get any that look like this. They're starting to blush and turn color. I'm going to grab all of those. And then they just finish ripening inside. Just walk down and just grab whatever's ready. Just 2 on here. Next to those tomatoes, we have another little random patch of corn, which is growing pretty good. I was surprised because these took a long time to actually grow, but looks like we're gonna get some corn from it, even just for us. That's why we grew them anyway, just to have some corn for us. We weren't purposely trying to grow corn to sell to other people, because you need a lot of space to actually grow corn. This is our second watermelon patch, the one that I still have to mulch. Within this watermelon patch, it's different types of watermelons. We also had this melon plant that wasn't really doing good at first, but now it has taken off and it's flowering. So we will see what happens with that one. I don't know if we'll get to harvest melons from it. I think it's some type of honeydew or cantaloupe. And then the watermelon plants are doing good too. I don't see very many actual set in watermelon on these yet, but the other side that is mulched has some nice decent sized watermelon. More green beans planted here. And even with all this, there is still so much more space to squeeze more things in. Let me grab those tomatoes that I left over there. Nice little kitchen harvest for today. I still have tomatoes saved up. I'm probably going to start freezing them or making salsa. I have cucumbers in the fridge I have to pickle. I'll be saving any yellow squash or zucchini that are ready for the farm stand, and then eventually if they don't sell, I like to make pickles out of those too. So that's our garden right now in August 2025, Maine Zone 5A. I'll go ahead and show you how the pumpkins are doing in the back too. We got pumpkins, spaghetti squash, so that is one variety of pumpkin. Here's another one, a little bit bigger. And we had these two little clusters, which I think are the small pumpkins too, like the little baby pumpkins. I think that's what these are going to be. Not quite sure yet, but they're taking off. Could be acorn squash. I never labeled the plants though, the seeds that we started there. The wild blackberries growing along the forest line have been ripening too, so I've been picking those and freezing them. This is our spaghetti squash plant, which is doing great. There is so many spaghetti squash in there. It's like a Easter egg hunt. They're all in there. I can't even count how many are in there. Then next to that, we had a different type of pumpkin plant. It's like 3 of them all together in this spot. So there's those in there. There's 2. Then there's a whole nother plant over here with a nice huge pumpkin. Can't believe how big it's getting so fast. But that's the biggest one that this plant has from what I can see. So it's like 3 different varieties here in this little cluster. In the flower garden up in the front, we have acorn squash growing and watermelons also, so I need to go check on those actually. I'm not going to be ready to pick yet. Acorn squashes are ready once they start having like an orange spot at the bottom of them, the spot that lands on the ground. It'll start turning orange in that spot, and that's how you know when those are ready to pick. Watermelons, I have different ways of telling when a watermelon is ready to pick. One of the ways is waiting till that little curly tendril is brown. That's one way to tell. And then you can also kind of like thump the watermelon with your hand, and if it feels like, if you can feel that vibration of the thump through the whole watermelon, that's how I know that it is ripe and ready to pick, and it should be at its sweetest. Their little camper setup is so cute. They have a little dog, a little tiny puppy, and it's just two of them with the dog, and they're kind of just like traveling to get used to their new camper before they do a big trip. They're actually from Maine, so they're trying to travel to like areas close by to work out all the kinks of their camper before they go on a bigger, longer trip. Set that down there. These are the acorn squash. Something started eating this one, at least trying to. There's some more. I'm still waiting to see what these are, but it looks like they're about to flower. We have two of these big plants in this box, and we'll eventually get to see what they are. Some pretty dark orange colored sunflowers. And then these were the watermelons. I think these are the small red ones. And we have some here too. Little tiny watermelons on it. This I'm trying to train to climb up. This one I don't see any on. Let's grab this again so we could bring it in the house. One last thing that's catching my eye in the garden is this dark burgundy sunflower. These are one of my favorite ones. Let's see if I can get it. It's so deep and red. We have some lighter yellow ones, standard ones, and the fall colored ones are so pretty too. It's insane how many sunflowers we have, and that's after the deer devoured so many of them. There's some way up there. Well, that was my harvest for today. A couple onions, cucumbers, tomatoes, a little handful of green beans. I'll probably freeze them and wait till we have some more. A couple little yellow squash. Well, I'm gonna go sort this out and put it away inside. So I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video.